Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be taking a look at how the new edition of Age of Sigmar affects the Slaves to Darkness. If you're new to Age of Sigmar like me, then this is a great time to start reading up and learning a little bit about the background and lore, but also about some of the different factions that you can play the game with. And with the new edition just weeks away, there's been some great articles on the Warhammer Community site looking at the different factions and how the new edition is going to affect them. And yesterday they published an article on the Slaves to Darkness, and so I was looking into that and just looking into what army I'm going to start to build. I think this could be a really great option, and if you've played Warcry like I have and you collect the miniatures, then you can use a lot of those in the Slaves to Darkness army. So in this video we'll look through that article, learn a bit more about the Slaves to Darkness and just see how they're going to fare in this new edition. Okay, so let's get started, and everything we go through in this video will be taken from that recent article. And so let's find out a little bit about the Slaves to Darkness, starting with who they are. And while the cities of Sigmar may offer an illusion of safety and civility within their walls, the truth is that the world outside is beset by uncounted roving tribes of bloodthirsty warriors who fight and scrap for their very survival. They are the most widespread human inhabitants of the mortal realms, and with the taint of chaos permeating the land itself, they exist at the whims of the dark gods and their herald, Archaon Everchosen. So these roving tribes of bloodthirsty warriors are where the Warcry Miniatures will fit into a great army like the Slaves to Darkness. And if you collect Warcry and have played it like I do, then you'll know you've got the Untamed Beast, the Iron Golem, the Corvus Cabal, and so many other really great warbands, and they all answer to Chaos and the different gods within Chaos, and ultimately a part of the Slaves to Darkness. So being able to use them in this army has got some real appeal, and I think it wouldn't take much to get together enough points to get them into battle. And as we know that these warbands are all made up of like human kind of figures, and so we know that they're not all naturally evil, as many have known nothing else but the worship of strange powers and arcane rituals, but the deeds they perform empower chaos nonetheless, and their souls are destined for their god's dark designs, whether they like it or not. On the battlefield, the Slaves to Darkness are a highly varied army that ranges from waves of lightly armoured raiders, such as the Untamed Beasts, to disciplined ranks of ironclad warriors speckled with all manner of powerful wizards, champions and demonic beasts. Some warbands dedicate themselves to the service of one god in particular, such as the Blood-Marked of Khorne, while others follow in the footsteps of Archaon himself. The article tells us that the Slaves to Darkness are a wide-ranging faction, and so they've gone to their playtester Russ Veal to get his thoughts on how the Slaves to Darkness are set to perform in the new edition. So let's have a look at what he says now, and he's going to pick out some of the key elements that he thinks will work really well if you're going to use them as your army. And the first thing he tells us is that the Slaves to Darkness are really going to shine in the new edition of Age of Sigmar, thanks to their access to lots of abilities and spells, which can greatly increase a unit's power when combined with the new command abilities. And the Chaos Lord on Demonic Mounts ability, the Knights of Chaos, is a great example of this, as it lets you re-roll charges and adds 1 to rolls to hit, but it's applied during the hero phase, allowing you to use all-out defense on the same unit in the combat phase. And here's that command ability, the Knights of Chaos, and this Chaos Lord commands his mounted brethren to seek and destroy the foe with renewed hatred. You can use this command ability in your hero phase. If you do so, pick one friendly Chaos Knights, Chaos Chariots or Gore Beast Chariots unit wholly within 18 inches of a friendly Slaves to Darkness hero with this command ability. You can re-roll charge rolls for that unit and add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by that unit until your next hero phase. The same unit cannot benefit from this command ability more than once per turn. And then here's that other command ability, the all-out defense. With consummate skill, these cunning warriors protect themselves from attack. You can use this command ability when a friendly unit is picked as the target of an attack in the shooting or combat phase. That unit must receive the command, Add 1 to save rolls for attacks that target that unit until the end of that phase. The Slaves to Darkness also have some of the best, most resilient battle line units in the game. Chaos Rune Shields protect against mortal wounds, and you have multiple ways to improve your armour saves through Oracular Visions and the spell Demonic Power, among others. This makes the Hold the Line grand strategy a great choice for your army. So let's take a look at that strategy now. When the battle ends, you complete this grand strategy if there are any battle line units from your starting army on the battlefield. At the end of the battle, if you completed your grand strategy, you score 3 additional victory points. With the new heroic actions, hard-hitting characters like a Chaos Lord on Karkadrak, which is an awesome model, they can use their finest hour at a key moment, allowing you to seize the favour of the Dark Gods. Access to cheap monsters can't be underestimated, as they let you use the new monstrous Rampage rules. The Formoroid Crusher and Mindstealer Spheranx are great, as they have the monster keyword without using up behemoth slots. As a Warcry player, this point really stood out to me, so being able to use the Formoroid Crusher and that Mindstealer Spheranx sounds really awesome, and already having these models means I don't have to pay out and start buying some big hard-hitting beasts to include in the army, so this is great. And I've also got the Start Collecting set that includes that Chaos Lord on Karkadrak, as I was going to use that Start Collecting set as a Warcry warband. So this is all great news so far. If you're interested in finding out more about that Chaos Lord on Karkadrak, then the article gave us the War Scroll for him and the beast, the mounted beast that he's on, and so you can have a look at the stats there in that War Scroll, and that's also going to tell you about the command abilities that he can use too. So I'm not going to go over this now because, to be fair, I don't really understand it all just yet, but as soon as I start playing the game, I'm going to be doing loads of videos that really go deep into these War Scrolls. So it's not just the ability to have these awesome miniatures included, there's also some changes made in the new edition that have an impact on existing units and their presence on the battlefield. And to show off how the Slaves to Darkness are reaping their rewards from the new rules, Russ also picked out 3 of the War Scrolls that benefit most, and the first one was this Chaos War Shrine that you can see here. The War Shrine's totem and priest keywords make it a versatile support piece. Totem lets it issue commands to units within 18 inches, equalled only by your general. And Priest unlocks powerful new prayers, Smite and Bless, and this gives you a way to banish invocations and dispel endless spells. The new enhancement rules also grant access to additional general prayers like Heal, Curse and Guidance, all of which are great picks for the Slaves to Darkness. And here you can see we've got those prayers Bless and Smite, and we covered these in a bit of detail in a previous video when we looked at how the magic is going to be used in the new edition alongside the Wizard and the new Shaman that are included in the Dominion box set. The Chaos Knights are described as one of the best battle line units in the game, and a unit of 10 makes a great target for Rally and other enhancements. Combine the Demonic Power spell with the command ability, the Knights of Chaos, to make them nigh unstoppable. Add the Mark of Khorne and all-out defense to turn them into an absolute powerhouse. So that sounds really cool. And again, I've got to find out exactly what all that means, but I'm sure it's going to be awesome. These are great looking models, and just having them charging in battle is going to be great fun. And then we've got the Chaos Sorcerer Lord on Manticore, and this is a great looking miniature. I love this, and I haven't seen this one before. I haven't noticed it on the Games Workshop website before, but this looks awesome. I'd love to have this in the army, and it's a wizard and monster all in one combined, so that really appeals. I love the kind of magical aspect of the game, so this looks really great and perhaps something I would buy as an additional piece. But not only do you get a powerful buff from Oracular Visions, but you can use the monstrous Rampage ability Roar to prevent your opponent from using command abilities like All-Out Defense in the combat phase. And if you team your Sorcerer up with Chaos Knights, send him off to destroy enemy faction terrain with Smash to Rubble, or use him to hunt heroes, then it doesn't get much more versatile. So this is something I'm really interested in, and I want to find out more about this miniature, so I'll certainly be going in and looking at this in detail. And there was another great article published on Heroes and Monsters, so if you want to find out more about this monstrous rampage and the monstrous rampages that you can see here, then that's all on the Warhammer Community site as well. So just from reading this article, I think the Slaves to Darkness are going to be a great option for a potential army, and it's so many to choose from. I'm probably going to end up making one army for each of the alliances. I think that's the way to go, but for Chaos, this is definitely going to be the one I'm going to choose. Being able to use all the Warcry miniatures, especially these big beasts like the Foamroid Crusher and the Spheranx, that's got a lot of appeal and would save a ton of money as well. But I also really like the idea of having this monster wizard kind of ability combined, and this is a great looking model that I could imagine in amongst the army too. But I'd love to know what you think about this, and do you play Slaves to Darkness already, or are you going to be a new player to Age of Sigmar like me? But either way, I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback, so please join in the comment section below. It'd be great to hear from you. If you like this kind of content and would like to support the channel, then please check out my Patreon page, and thanks to everyone who's joined so far. It's really awesome. We hang out on Discord, talk about the hobby, share ideas and help each other out, and you'll get some perks there that you're not going to find anywhere else. So I'll put a link in the description, and it'll be great to see you there. Look out for more videos coming soon for the other factions and how they'll fit in with the new edition. But for now, thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games.